In today's video, we're going to talk about applying EQ to both the kit in its entirety as well as just one single pad. So stay tuned. Let's talk about applying EQ to both the kit and just a single pad. All right, so this preset is called Nasty Snark. First thing I'm going to cover here is applying EQ or equalizer to the entire kit. So we're going to hit Menu. We're going to use the cursor buttons and go over to FX. Hit Enter. Now we have three choices here: multi-effects, ambience, and EQ. For the kit in its entirety, we're going to go over to EQ. Hit Enter. Now you'll see a very simple window that just covers three bands: low, mid, and high. What we do here is, using these cursor buttons, we're going to go down to gain. All right, this is sort of the crux of the difference between default and your custom EQ. You're just going to add gain to whichever one of these three bands you want to hear a difference in. So for the sake of YouTube and phone speakers, we're going to go over to high, just so it's a very stark and obvious difference in EQ. So we'll just pick a pad here, right? And I'm just going to knock the high frequency gain all the way up to +12, just for an obvious audible difference. Okay, so you don't hear it yet. That's because this right here is not turned on, EQ. Now you hear the difference, right? Okay, turning it back on. Turn it off. That's all it is, you know, and like I said, it's just basically a 3-band EQ for the entire kit. So I'm going to knock this back down to 0, and we're going to back out of here. We'll start from the top. Now what I'm going to show you is how to apply EQ to just a single pad. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit Menu again, and we're going to scroll over to Effects again. We'll hit Enter. Now this time, whereas before we went to EQ, this time we're going to go to Multi-Effects. All right, this is what we're going to select. Now by default, this could be anywhere. You know, it could be MFX 1, 2, and 3. They could all be set to through, or different reverb tails or whatever. And what's going on here is these are all different effects, whether it be chorus, reverb, delay, phaser, right? Stereo flanger, there's verb, long tail, reverb. So in our case, we're going to use equalizer. So MFX1 equalizer. Then we're going to go to edit. Now this, you have a little bit more control. Using these cursor buttons, you can scroll down through the different variables for both low, mid, and high frequency. So what we're going to play with here today is the mid frequency and the gain, okay? So right now, mid 1 frequency is at 630 Hertz, and the mid 1 gain is at 0 dB, all right? Go down here, mid 2 frequency, 4000 Hertz, and the mid 2 gain is at 0. 0 seems to be basically the default across the board. So for the sake of an obvious audible difference, we're going to go with mid 2 gain, and I'm just going to show you how you can do that per pad. All right, so we'll just pick this guy, right? He's sitting at 0. We're going to knock it all the way up to 15. You hear the difference there, right? I'll knock it down. Now it's at -15. Hear it out, that's very muffled. we go. So let's say for whatever reason we want mid-2 gain to be at plus 15 only on this particular pad, right? So then we hit the assign button. We hit that pad, and I don't know if you can see in the camera, but as I hit different pads, you can see the actual visual representation of each pad here on the screen. So let's say we want to do the EQ to just this pad. Well, the way we do that is we put MFX1 right here under A. You can see B here, that's like a secondary effect, okay? So if I change this to MFX2, you can hear that that high gain is back to 0. Change it back to MFX1, there it is again, or you can turn it off and it's back to default. So basically we're calling equalizer as MFX1, which you'll see right here, MFX1 equalizer. MFX2 is pass-through, MFX3 is also pass-through in this particular case, okay? So MFX1 equalizer, edit, I got him knocked all the way up to plus 15, and that's just in this case to show you an obvious sort of audible difference. You can change this to your liking however you want. I'm going to change it back to 0 right now, just so I don't forget, and down the line I hit that and it sounds terrible. So when we go into assign, right, that is pad, sub 5 right there. I could just change it to MFX2, MFX3, right? I'm going to go through this real quickly one more time just to show you, okay? This pad right here, you can hear that's an entire loop. I have a loop programmed into this top pad. So what I'll do, I'll go to edit. I'm sitting at mid-gain 2. I'm gonna knock him up to like 10. Then I'm gonna assign him to sub 5. Right? You can hear the difference there. Now let's say I knock it down to negative 15. It's reading MFX1 as EQ. If I change it over to MFX2, there it is. Okay, so I hope this helped you out. It's just a simple walkthrough on applying equalizer to both the kit in its entirety, as well as just a single pad.